Right then. Hi guys, back again with another video. Today we're at my place and we're with Doddz. So nice to meet you, Doddz. You alright?
Hey, nice little handshake.
Alright, so for the viewers, if they're not familiar with your artwork or who you are, would you like to give an introduction to yourself?
Okay, so my name is Doddz. I've probably been an artist for not too long, maybe like three or 4 years, but started doing street art and then I've tried lots of different styles and then currently making jackets and a little bit of sculpture, but mainly jackets at the moment. That's probably it in a nutshell.
I've seen you done work for like Big Nasty, Childish Gambino as well, so
Yeah.
how did that come about?
But it started off just like DMing so many people, and then for every say like 100 DMs you get like one reply,
Yeah.
and then I'm like leveraging, so I get one and then leverage that one to get the next one. So I think it started off with Bugsy Malone, and then through Bugsy Malone's jacket, then that's how the Big Nasty one came, and then so on and so forth.
You've done shoes as well, haven't you? I've seen a
Yeah, a few. That's been like through request more than like me doing them. Not that I've got anything against them, but I don't know. I've just not. I've just not done many of those.
Alright, so let's go back to the beginning then. So,
Right.
how did you actually start artwork? Have you been doing art all your life, or?
No, definitely not. So I started. So I haven't really got like an artistic bone, like a creative bone. I'm like not very bad at art. I didn't do. I think until college, the only thing I did that was artistic was like woodwork or like something like really like. So then when I went to college, I needed a fourth option, and I literally just didn't know what to do. And then I think my dad said, "Why don't you do graphics?" But I thought that was woodwork, so I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But then obviously it's not woodwork. So I did graphics, and then I failed at all my other A levels because I'd spent all my time doing that.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, oh shit, like can I swear?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Being creative was like quite interesting, but I'm not very good at it, so then I should do more, and then that's kind of how I got into it.
Alright, so while you were at uni, did you do art as like a side hustle? So.
Yeah, so I spent all my time doing art at college, and then managed to get into uni, but then the only art stuff I'd done had been graphic design and like freelance graphic design. So then when I got to uni, I really quickly realised that I didn't like graphic design. I didn't like clients. I was really bad at just like being told what to do, and men's would like drive me mad. I didn't like any of it.
Yeah.
So then I did the flip side of that, which I knew I'd like being creative, and I just did the flip side, which then started doing street art, which I know is a similar way that you got into it as well.
Yeah.
And then just explored that as something totally different, where I didn't have to ask. I have to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. And there's no amends, because it's just what I like creative control. So then I just had 100% creative control.
Yeah. So you went as like under another name as well at one point, didn't you?
So I was like 18, and I was like this anonymous street artist, and then I wanted people to try and think that I was older. So I was called Professor Pigment, because I thought Professor, that might give the idea that I'm older. And then I was like listening to a lot of Dr. Dre, so I was like Dr. Dre, Professor Pigment.
Yeah.
And then it got shortened down to, I didn't shorten it down, but it got shortened down to Pro Pig, which is, I mean, it's not the best name, but
In that documentary I watched about Professor Pigment,
yeah.
there was at the end of it, the people were trying to like put a face to the name.
Yeah.
They were trying to identify or try and figure out who you were.
No one's close, are they?
No,
one's even close.
there was a lady on a bloke. They were like, "Oh, he's probably like a 40-year-old bald man."
Yeah.
Ask anybody who Pro Pig is. Every time you ask somebody, you'll get a different answer.
Well, I definitely think it's a man.
A small man with a bald head. I don't know why, but I just see that when I see his work.
A lot of people think that I've got dreadlocks.
I would have pictured him as something like mid to late 30s.
I don't know, maybe skinhead 40-year-old bloke.
But that chase of like, you almost got so close to, and I used to do all this social stuff where you'd like kind of get close, or that was like part of the fun and the chase when I was doing the street art in Stoke, where people would be like, how's he getting away with it? Who is he? And then if you were a kid, you'd think you associated it, like you might think that I was a kid and you could relate to me in that way. And if I was older, like older people used to think that I was 40, and then younger people used to think that I was younger.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting and also a lot of fun. Or like equally as fun as doing the pieces was like this elusive character.
Was it illegal then? Was it?
At the beginning it was, and it got like I used to get death threats from people and stuff. The perception around it at the beginning was like really negative. Obviously like vandalism, blah blah blah. And then but it was celebrating Stoke, so it wasn't. It got coined like positive vandalism, where it was, I think, doing a good thing. So by year, I did it for like 3 years, and then by year 2 or 3, like people's perception of it had changed, and it was really positive. And then the council got behind it, and like they came to me and asked to make a art trail, tourist attraction, walk through 2 of the cities. So then in the 3rd year, it was like legal, which makes things like easier for me.
How did they get in contact with you if they didn't know who you
So
were?
I had like a Professor Pigment at Hotmail thing that people used to send me like fan art and just like random letters through, and then they got through there.
So what sort? Did you get paid for the council work?
I got paid for the trail, and then on the trail there was 3 exhibitions, which had work in it, which all sold. So it was, yeah. So more money from the exhibitions than the trail itself, but it's still quite good.
So most of the street artwork was to do with Stoke then, is that right?
Yeah, like you could see from when I started, it was just like cheeky, funny, like there was like Cupid looking upset outside of a nightclub because obviously making all the wrong decisions, just having like this fun with it, to then a more Stoke-on-Trent theme to do with the football club, which I'm super passionate about, and then it kind of went into celebrating the good stories of Stoke, which is when people's attitude towards it like really changed. Yeah,
I noticed that in the interview. Like nobody had a bad word to say about your work at all.
No, but because it was not like social proofing, but like because there was like a period where the big newspaper in there, the Sentinel, they did a big story on me, and then that was like the turning point of if the Sentinel said it, like they reported it differently after that. So they emailed me some questions, and I emailed the answers back, and then I also said, go to this address. His name was Dave. Go to this address. There's I've got a present for you. And then I sent him a picture, and it was about 6 foot on the wall. It was around Christmas time, and it was wrapped. It was a piece wrapped in Christmas paper with a big bow on it that says "To Dave from ProPig." And then they stopped. They said that the newsroom came to like a standstill, and then like not all of them, but a lot of them left what they were doing to go, because it was only around the corner, to see this piece and then like unveil it. And then it was on the front page the next day, and then every piece I did after that was reported positively and was in the paper. So then that influenced people's perception quite a lot.
Yeah, it's like positive propaganda.
Yeah, so they helped change the perception of it.
So why don't you go under that name anymore? Why have you changed?
It also finished. Sorry.
I was just going to ask you. So why have you changed your name, and what does Doddz mean?
It all kind of finished as I finished uni and did this art trail and had the exhibitions, and it all kind of tied up really nicely in a bow. It kind of felt like it was done, and that's where it could go. I was going to move to Manchester for this job because I wanted to get a business mentor and learn more about the business side of things. So I knew that I was going to move to Manchester, and then I wanted to keep doing this positive message. However, it didn't feel right. Obviously I couldn't do it about Stoke whilst I was in Manchester, but then I didn't want to dampen all of that work there. So it was like a rebranding almost, where the work's still going to be about positivity, but it's not just going to be cases of Stoke-on-Trent. So it just felt like a really good time to like put a bow in that. And when I still do stuff, to be fair, I don't call it ProPig, but I still do work in Stoke around celebrating Stoke stories. But as I try and branch out, it's just under a different name of Doddz. And I really didn't like Professor Pigment at the time. I really began to not like it. So it just felt like a really good time to change it.
Doddz is like short and sweet though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy to remember as well.
Yeah, and ProPig, just didn't. I didn't coin it that, but it got coined to that, and I always felt a bit stupid. So it was ProPig.
So what does Doddz mean then?
So Doddz, all the work, or a large amount of the work that I do has this positivity, sort of challenge convention message behind it. So Doddz is, so all the message is defy the odds, and then Doddz is just a shortened down version of it.
Right, let's carry on. So what? Because I haven't asked these in order at all.
No, that's fine. I love doing this stuff. I like get all just chatty, just talking about, like I can go on fucking rants about challenging convention and influencing people, and just the impact that art has. I just think it's crazy.
Yeah, you've done a lot. You've done a lot of work, like I guess it's like entrepreneurial work, isn't it? You know, with your YouTube channel, you've got like why do I wake up at 4 a.m?
Yeah, I did. That was a bad video. That was like, oh, that was when I was like younger, and like #hustle. But I don't necessarily agree. I agree with getting up early, but like, I think there's everyone thinks now that you've got to work yourself into the ground and like basically kill yourself because you got. Do you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah, I was
like
about
you got to like kill yourself and work 23 hours of the day, and you can do that, but I don't believe you'll be happy, and I also think that you'll die very quickly. So
well, it's different with art.
Yeah,
you have
I also
to
don't
enjoy
think you
it.
can just turn it on. I feel like you've got to be in the mood to do art.
It's not like a business where you're in like an office and or say like building site where working hard is kind of different.
Physical, isn't it? But building site.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Like you have to be in a right mood, right frame of mind to produce artwork. You can't You can't just produce art 24/7 because it just won't be your best work.
Yeah, and that's why I've maybe only in the last year where I know I'm not in the mood, and I'll actually pull myself away from doing it because I know that even I know I'm not in the mood, so I know it's going to be shit. And I know I'm going to have to redo it anyway. So I'm better off just going. If it's because I'm tired, just go to bed and just deal with it in the morning because there's always going to be work to do, I guess.
And the thing is, like, that piece, say if you do it in a bad mood and it turns out not very good, that piece like represents you as an artist. So if it's bad work, people might assume the rest of your work is like that.
So true. I never thought about it like that, but that is true.
Okay, so you re-identified as Doddz, and what do you think some of your biggest achievements are in your career as Professor Pigment and Doddz, or like your whole career so far? What's your best achievements so far?
I think in terms of achievements, I think the trail was good. I think the reason I think that is because Stoke went for the City of Culture about a year after that came out, and then they didn't get it because Coventry got it, but I'm not salty.
Coventry?
Yeah, I'm not salty or anything, but
wow.
Coventry got it. But they then told me after that they wouldn't have been able to do it because the way that people talked about Stoke, like when I first started, was very negative because it's got like the decline of the potteries, and it was like a bad place to be. But then there was like a turn, and now people started celebrating it more, and then they put that down to the trail and these pieces and this like story of like who is this guy, so in terms of proudest achievements, I think that because that's had the biggest impact, and there's like other. Well, so I paid off my parents' mortgage with the money from the from the trail, but I don't really I wouldn't necessarily put that in.
That's a massive achievement, bro.
I wouldn't put that in because I don't like that's very braggy.
I've spent 5 years trying to achieve. I've paid off the rest of your mortgage.
That's cool
for me to say. So, in terms of proudest achievements, it's the trail for those two reasons. But I'd maybe just put the first one in.
Nah, I'm gonna keep that in because that is just like inspirational. For you know, say when I was at school, like the teachers used to say to us, "There's no money in art, or you can't really get a career being an artist." But that just goes to show how.
No.
Doesn't it?
You can do, you can do if you do it the right way. Although it probably wasn't the best financial decision I've ever made. But, no, that felt good.